In this episode of Techtorials, we will introduce you to ITS SelfService, an application that enables you to troubleshoot your own IT problems. With ITS SelfService, we open up our IT knowledge base to the faculty, staff, and students of CCAC in order that you can resolve many common IT issues on your own. ITS SelfService also provides an easy way to escalate more difficult issues to the service desk, so that our IT professionals can pick up where you left off. You'll be able to enter your requests for service or assistance in tickets, individual web-based records we use to track issues and log actions taken to resolve them. You will log into ITS SelfService with your NetID or network account, username, and password. By default, your login brings you to any open tickets that are pending in your account. These are tickets that have been submitted to the service desk and are awaiting resolution. Once resolved, they will be closed. We can view all of our tickets, both open and closed, by clicking on this tab marked All. ITS SelfService automatically generates a ticket number that appears at the left of each record. You can use this number to track and locate tickets you've submitted in the past. Just to the right, you'll see the ticket subject in bold type. The subject is the title given to the ticket. The subject will be followed by the first line or two of ticket information in lighter type. The next column to the right shows the ticket's state, its status. If it has been successfully resolved, the state will be listed as Closed Successful. The open state means that this issue is still being worked on. Finally, the last column on the right gives the age of the ticket, measured by the time span that has passed since the ticket was created. You can sort any of these columns if you would like to do so. Now let's look at one of the tickets that have been closed. For the sake of demonstration, let's say I opened or created this ticket because I was having difficulty uploading an assignment in Blackboard. I received a response from the service desk. When we access the ticket, it opens with the most recent input active, in this case, the response from the service desk. The lapsed time at the extreme right of the title bar tells us when each article, each component of the ticket, was added. We can view the original ticket if we click on the light gray title bar at the top of the first article. At the very top, you'll see the title of the original ticket in large font, and just to its right, the ticket number. Farther to the right, you'll find a list of attributes. These attributes give the current status of the ticket. We've already talked about state. Q refers to a particular service channel or workgroup in ITS which might be in possession of or working on a ticket at one point or another in the ticket's life cycle. In this ticket, the queue is listed as Employee Service, the queue associated with the service desk. What this tells us is that the service desk was able to resolve the ticket by sending a brief description of best practices for file naming in Blackboard. To navigate back to the list of tickets, you can click on the Back button or go to My Tickets. And you are taken back to the first screen you saw when you logged in. To view an open ticket, simply click on its title. In this ticket, I've lost a thread I was drafting in Blackboard's discussion board. I'm not sure how to locate it again. This article lists the details of the problem, and in the upper right, you can see the queue to which the ticket has been submitted. Employee Service. It's still open because it has not yet been resolved. When the appropriate workgroup has solved the problem, the ticket will be closed and the resolution will be detailed in the ticket. Now let's create a new ticket. Let's say we've just begun a new semester in online learning and we can still see an old course in our Blackboard site. We'd like to be able to view our current courses without the old course getting in the way. Click on New Ticket to start. you will need to designate the type of ticket. The choices here are incident, incident outage, or incident service request. You should use only the first or the third in ITS self-service. The self-service web application is not intended for reporting outages. The To field specifies which queue will get the ticket. Our only option is Postmaster, the queue that serves as the service desk's inbox. This is so the service desk will get any tickets you are not able to resolve on your own. The service desk will then either resolve the issue or pass it along to those who can resolve it. In the service field, you should indicate the general nature of the problem. Click on the down arrow and the available categories of service will be listed in hierarchical fashion from broad to specific. With regard to our old course issue, we know that the most likely of the broad headings to look under would be Blackboard and DL. Looking through the subheadings, we can see that navigation and general use most closely describes the issue at hand. We can describe our issue in more detail in the subject, the field in the text box we come to next. Let's put in a heading to the effect of Old Course in my Blackboard site. We'll indicate what we want to do. Spell check is available. We can also add a screenshot as an attachment if we want to, by creating a screen capture and clicking on Browse to attach it. When we've completed our description of the issue, we'll click Submit. And we'll await the response from ITS. The response will be appended to the ticket you've created. You may also receive an email notification at the email address you've listed in CCAC Central, so you should be sure to keep that address up to date. You can expect a response from the service desk within the hour if we are open. Sometimes the service desk agents will need to ask you further questions to clarify your question or problem. If your matter is urgent, we suggest you call by phone rather than use the self-service ticketing option. All the tickets you create will remain in your self-service account. In a manner of speaking, then, with each ticket you submit, you are adding to your own personal IT knowledge base. You can refer to any of these stored tickets to refresh your memory about solutions to earlier problems. If, for example, you're trying to remember the rules for naming files to upload in Blackboard, you can search your previous tickets. Just click on Search. You can search by ticket number, by the subject of the ticket, or for individual words in the text. For this example, we'll look by number. But we encourage you to experiment with other options as well. We'll look at some of those options in the next section of this video. And click on Search. When you've found the ticket you're searching for, you can click on the title to view the solution. But even before you've generated your personal library of closed tickets, you can borrow from the knowledge base the service desk has built up. We've generated a number of FAQs, or frequently asked questions, and ITS Self-Service provides you with access to them. To demonstrate navigating through our FAQs, let's say you want to make an appointment with an advisor on the CCAC web application Appointments Central, but you're not sure how to use it. You can begin by clicking on the FAQ tab on the toolbar at the top of the screen. A list of broad service categories appears. Scan your eyes down the list and you'll see the category Web Applications at the bottom. Click on that. Another list is brought up with entries from the next level down the hierarchy, and we can see Appointments Central high on that list. If we click on Appointments Central, we are once again presented with yet another list, this one a list of actions specific to Appointments Central. We can glance down the list until we see Make an Appointment. Click on that link, and the procedure is laid out for you in step-by-step order. Or let's say you want to know how to start a new thread in Blackboard's discussion board. For this one, we'll navigate back to the starting point by clicking on FAQ in the breadcrumbs in orange beneath the toolbar, and then we'll go to Blackboard in DL, Communication Tools, and once again we see a list of specific issues, this time related to discussion board. We can see that this item listed under Communication Tools is Discussion Board, creating a discussion thread, and we can be pretty sure it will have the answer to our question. But let's pause a moment. If you look carefully, you'll notice a clue to an earlier ticket we were looking at. The entry above the one we're about to select might tell us something about retrieving discussion board drafts, the subject of one of our open tickets. So we'll make a plan to come back and investigate this entry after we've got the answer to the current question about starting a discussion board thread. Click on this second item, Discussion Board, creating a discussion board thread, and we can see a step-by-step procedure for creating a new thread in Discussion Board. To navigate in the reverse direction once again, you can click on the breadcrumbs. Communication Tools indicates the next higher level. The very first FAQ listed, above the one we just looked at, deals with missing discussion board drafts, the subject of that ticket we left open. We have happened upon a solution to an unresolved issue, so we can now go back and close that earlier ticket. First, we'll select and copy the relevant text of the solution. We can also rate the solution as very helpful. Click on My Tickets, then on the Lost Draft ticket, click on Reply, and paste the solution into the text box for our own future reference. In the drop-down menu for the state field, we can change the state to Closed Successful. In this way, we will let the service desk know that we've resolved the issue on our own and that we no longer need them to contact us about it. This gives them more time to help other users, and this ticket will remain in our own self-service account for future reference. Click on Submit. To perform a more streamlined FAQ search, you can click on the Search FAQ tab. A search form comes up that enables you to configure your search parameters. Full text will locate the search terms you enter anywhere in the article. Title will locate search terms in the subject line. Keyword looks for words that have been designated as keywords. Let's say we've been trying to upload a safe assignment file in Blackboard and we keep getting an error message that says navigation to page failed. Since we're working with safe assignment, we'll enter those words in the full text field. Then when we click on Search, we get all the FAQs with these search terms in the title or descriptive material. We can see right away that the one we're looking for is among them. We can just click on the title, and detailed instructions are displayed on our screen. Now let's say we want to have a refresher on the procedure for resetting our password in CCAC Central, so we can check our grades, request a transcript, or view employment information. We'll go back to the search form to configure our search. Probably the words Central and Password will be the ones to use, but let's enter them in the title field this time, because these search words are not really specific to this issue, and they might generate too broad a search if we don't refine it in some way. So we'll click on Search, and you see that we get the FAQ for resetting our CCAC Central password, and only that FAQ. Finally, we can execute our search in specific categories in the knowledge base. If we want some guidance on publishing an academic web page to the FTP server, for example, we can select Web Applications, Academic Web Publishing from the drop-down menu and the category selector. We can then enter FTP in the title field. When we click on Search, the FAQ about publishing to the academic web server via FTP is retrieved. We invite you to try ITS Self-Service the next time you experience an issue with the academic or administrative systems you work with. For those of you who prefer searching for answers online, this option for solving problems is one you might really like, and the self-service site is available 24/7 for your use. On the other hand, please remember that we are still available at the service desk, and we're happy to hear from you whether by phone, email, or by a ticket sent to us through ITS Self-Service. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Techtorials, brought to you by ITS, your best friend for technology.